Micah Parsons didn't mince words when discussing his contract situation with the Dallas Cowboys, sending a firm message to Jerry Jones and the other decision-makers in the front office. Parsons is entering the final year of his rookie contract and is expected to land a lucrative extension before the season begins. However, much like with other Cowboys stars in recent years, the Cowboys have dragged out negotiations, a delay Parsons believes will ultimately cost the team. It's going to cost them more, Parsons told Clarence Hill of DLLS Sports. Parsons told Hill that he's aware of what disgruntled Steelers star TJ Watt is seeking on his next contract, and it exceeds what Parsons was initially targeting. If Watt signs before him, Parsons will have even more leverage in his bid to become the highest-paid defender in the NFL. That title currently belongs to Myles Garrett of the Cleveland Browns, who signed a 4-year, $160 million extension earlier this offseason. Micah Parsons puts pressure on Cowboys owner Jerry Jones. Parsons was present and participated in some position drills during minicamp, a show of good faith amid the contract standoff. But one notable moment came during the first day of minicamp on the sideline when he had a 30-minute conversation with Jones. Parsons said the two didn't discuss business, but caught up on what they had been doing. "We were talking about how my off-season has been, the training I've been putting in," Parsons said. "He was telling me I look pretty good, so I got excited about that. Asking me about the trip I just went on. It was a pretty good conversation. Then obviously just stepping up and being a leader, and how much he appreciates it. And that means a lot to me." Parsons doesn't want to miss time, especially with the team aiming for a strong start under new head coach Brian Schottenheimer, with whom he shares a close bond. He did address his contract situation, expressing confidence that a deal will get done but putting the onus on Jones. "I'm pretty hopeful," Parsons said. "I understand that it's up to Jones. He gives the green light on everything. Hopefully, something will be done by next month." Dak Prescott expects Micah Parsons' deal to get done. The Cowboys handed out 2 massive extensions ahead of last season, securing Dak Prescott and CeeDee Lamb. But, like with Parsons, it didn't come easy. Lamb sat out all of training camp before agreeing to his deal, while Prescott signed his extension just before Week 1. Prescott shared his thoughts on Parsons' contract situation, expressing confidence that they'll reach a deal. "We're all very confident that Micah's going to get this deal done," Prescott said Thursday. "It starts with Micah and Jerry, and I think they've both alluded to that. Obviously, it's a situation and position that I've been in a couple of times. He understands the weight, and just doing everything in between there the right way." Over 4 seasons, Parsons has notched 52.5 sacks in 63 games. And on to training camp we go. With organized team activities, OTAs, and all minicamp practices in the books, the Dallas Cowboys won't meet up on the field again until they report to Oxnard, California for training camp in the latter part of July. Thus far, everything we've heard coming out of practices is encouraging, from the new coaching staff to the roster they've managed to put together. The only negative seems to be Micah Parsons' ongoing contract negotiations, which will hopefully come to an end sometime soon. Today, we're sharing some of the takeaways from OTAs and minicamp for the Cowboys. Brian Schottenheimer's culture creating renewed energy. One thing we continuously keep hearing throughout OTAs and minicamp is the energy level is at an all-time high due to the culture Brian Schottenheimer has created in Dallas. Whether it's the friendly competition inside the locker room playing a game of ping pong or on the practice field, players are buying into this culture and basking in the positivity. We can only hope this renewed energy continues moving forward. Micah Parsons shows up amidst contract negotiations. Frustration could possibly be mounting for Micah Parsons with his contract negotiations still ongoing, seeing as it has the potential to turn into something ugly, but to his credit, he showed up to Dallas mandatory minicamp in spite of it all. The situation will continue to be one of the top storylines until it isn't. Hopefully this all gets resolved sooner or later, but Parsons showing up is at the very least a good sign he's taking his leadership role seriously. George Pickens, Kyer Elam fitting in nicely. If MVP awards were handed out in OTAs and minicamp, George Pickens would receive the nomination on the offensive side of the ball and Kyer Elam for the defense. It doesn't matter, these two are the new kids on the block after arriving via trade. Both of them have been the talk of off-season practices thus far, and both look like they could be impact players for the Cowboys in 2025. Hopefully they can continue to build on this and carry it into the season. RBs will be more involved in the passing game. If OTAs and minicamp is any indication, Brian Schottenheimer's offense will have the running backs much more involved in the passing game than they have in years past under Mike McCarthy. It still remains to be seen how the RB rotation will work out for the Cowboys this season, but their receiving ability should make the passing game much more diverse and has the potential to give opposing defenses nightmares. Brevin Spanford gets look with starters. It may be nothing, but after an impressive offseason and OTAs, second-year Brevin Spanford received some reps with the starters in minicamp before ultimately rotating with a second and third-team offense. Word is he looks bigger and stronger. Getting work with the starters indicates he could play an expanded role in 2025 after playing in all 17 games last year as a rookie. This could be important with Jake Ferguson entering a contract year. Even after his participation in mandatory camp, the Dallas Cowboys could consider a trade involving Micah Parsons this offseason if the two can't agree on a new contract. According to reports, Parsons reportedly said the longer the Cowboys wait, the more money he'll demand. Originally selected in the first round of the 2021 NFL Draft, the former Penn State product wants to make things easier for Dallas, but he may want a bigger price in his next contract if the team continues waiting to get a deal through. Parsons has been the highlight of the NFL offseason and has been the subject of trade rumors, so it's only a matter of time before the pass rusher stops playing nice and puts pressure on the Cowboys to get him a long-term contract. The Star referred to the TJ Watt contract situation and said that if they have a contract done before they do, the Cowboys might be paying more. Indeed, Dallas shouldn't wait too long, as the organization will be in big trouble if the Steelers or Bengals for their own pass rusher, Trey Hendrickson, agree on a new contract. There has yet to be a deal in place as the team and Parsons have been in extensive talks all offseason. Even though he didn't join the likes of Watt or Hendrickson by sitting out of camp, the Cowboys should have some worry since these three teams may take advantage and make a trade offer. Report: Cowboys running out of time. Micah Parsons trade likely? 3 possible destinations. Los Angeles Chargers. The Los Angeles Chargers are rebuilding a new regime under head coach Jim Harbaugh, but since he's more old school, they should take advantage of this philosophy. Even after making a few offensive moves to help quarterback Justin Herbert, they can't ignore adding superstar talent to upgrade the defense. After losing Poona Ford and Morgan Fox in one offseason, they must figure out a way to bolster the unit to have a high-caliber pass rush to help veteran Khalil Mack. He will be without Joey Bosa for the first time in Los Angeles after the release, but someone like Parsons could change the narrative of this defense. Harbaugh wants to win football games in the trenches, and Parsons might be the long-term solution to produce those results. Ter Tart and Deshaun Hand won't single-handedly change this defense around, but someone like Parsons is their new guy to take over if the Cowboys can't sign him. Chicago Bears. Meanwhile, the Bears have been in trade rumors for potentially acquiring Parsons this offseason. If things don't go well in Dallas, Parsons might join a promising team that has completely restructured their defense, adding Grady Jarrett and Deo Odeyingbo in free agency. However, the Bears need a pass rusher and would add value to the group that consists of Montez Sweat, Tremaine Edmunds, and TJ Edwards. New Orleans Saints. The New Orleans Saints will likely need to lean on the defense to make the most of their plays following an inadequate quarterback room situation. Between Tyler Shaw and Spencer Rattler, the defense seems to be a better fit to help keep this entire roster alive. The Saints don't have the financial means to get Parsons, but since general manager Mickey Loomis has been figuring out the cap situation, they can get the pass rusher on a potential deal.